Article 137 of the Constitution, as read with Section 23 of the Elections Act of 2011, require both independent and party-sponsored presidential candidates to be endorsed by a minimum of 2,000 voters from at least 24 counties. But it is Section 29 of the Elections Act that spoils the party. Subsection 2 states, quote, "The persons who nominate an independent presidential candidate shall not be members of any political party," end of quote. This then posing the challenge for candidates to establish who among their 48,000 supporters is not a member of a political party.
The Constitution says 2,000 voters, not independent voters. Now what IBC is trying to do is to compel ODM or NASA or Jubilee's members to remain tight. Kenyans are independent. You may be ODM, you may be Jubilee, but the day you go to vying, you will decide who you are voting for.
But it is not an easy ride for candidates of smaller parties too. Section 29, subsection 1 of the same Act limits the supporting signatures to those of persons belonging to a candidate's party. Third Way Alliance Party candidate Ekuru Aukot has scoffed at the IEBC requirement, saying Article 137 of the Constitution only requires supporters to be voters. Aukot says, quote, "The Constitution is supreme to any other law. It only talks about voters, and such a requirement by IEBC is illegal," end of quote. Presidential candidates are required to file their signatures between now and Monday next week. If IEBC is to stick to this requirement, then independent candidates and those from smaller parties risk being locked out on that technicality.
We are seeking court orders to compel IBC to observe the Constitution. The Constitution, Article 1, Clause 1, Article 1 is very clear. Any law that is contradicting the Constitution is invalid to the extent of its inconsistency and all that. So,
upon submitting their list of supporters, IEBC will scrutinize them ahead of the clearance and issuance of nomination certificates scheduled for the 28th and 29th of this month. Sam Gituku, Citizen, live at 9.